Up. So good morning, happy Sunday, everybody. We're going to start on our back, so just lay back, get comfortable, close your eyes. And just give me a thumbs up that you can hear me okay. Everybody's muted, hopefully. Maybe Donna, just mute yours. Lori, yeah. Lori, just mute yours. Rosalind, yeah. Make sure everybody's muted, but you can still hear me okay? Yeah, good, okay. So laying on your back, just close your eyes, start to settle. Start to just notice the shape of the body here resting on the mat. Start to notice the weight of the body resting here on your mat. So two dogs walk into a room. I know this sounds like a bad joke. It's going to be a bad joke, but just bear with me here. So two dogs each walk into the same room at separate times. And one dog comes out with his tail wagging, while the other dog comes out with a growling, angry face. And a woman who's watching this decides to go into the room to see what could possibly make one dog so happy and the other dog so angry. To her surprise, she walks in the room and it is filled with mirrors. The happy dog found 1,000 happy dogs barking back at him and wagging tails, while the angry dog saw only angry, growling dogs. So what you see in the world around you is a reflection of who you are. And to me, this is what I love about yoga. It really encourages us to be mindful, right? To take stock of how we're feeling that day. What are we projecting to others when we walk into a room? And I'm not saying that you have to be up and happy all the time, because a dog certainly isn't. It growls when it needs to. It has quiet, alone time when it needs to. But just observe how you are engaging with the world. So start to relax your face. Notice if your jaw is clenched. Soften the space between your eyebrows. And just start to gently deepen your breath. So bring your hands to your belly. We're going to take a big breath in through the nose and feel the belly lift and expand. And then exhale and soften. Breathe in, belly lifts and expands. And then exhale and soften. Breathe in and breathe out. So kind of follow the breath as it enters in through the nostrils, fills the belly. Now pause and see if you can fill the ribs a little bit more, and then exhale it all out. And then breathe into the belly, feel the ribs expand, and see if you can lift the collarbones and broaden them a little bit. And then exhale everything out again. So breathe in belly, ribs, collarbone. Exhale, collarbone, ribs, belly. So just a couple more times at your own pace. You can deepen the length of the breath if you need to. Last breath. Good, and then just bend your knees. And we're going to make a diamond shape kind of with your fingers. So your thumbs are touching, your fingers are touching, and you're just going to lay it right on the belly. So kind of right, your thumbs are right around the belly button, and then your pointer fingers are right at the pubic bone. And we're gonna imagine there's a marble in between your fingers here. And I want you to tip the marble towards your fingertips, towards your pointer fingers. So you're arching your back, your waistline lifts, good. And then slowly lower and let the marble go to the thumbs. So you tip the tailbone, and the marble's now at your thumbs. And then just kind of alternate back and forth, just moving the spine up and down. Should feel good. I'm going to focus a lot on the lower back today, engaging the abs and strengthening the glutes. Good. Now see if you can bring the marble right into the middle. And now imagine you've got a girdle on and you're cinching in at the waist. So really during all of class today, I want you to be in anatomical neutral with the pelvis and then really cinching in the waist. And just to engage the abs, grab your belt. If you have a belt, great. If not, no worries. We're just going to place the belt just about an inch below your waistline. And you're going to kind of grab it with one hand so it's placed under your hips, just above, it's really about an inch away from the waistline, and give it a pull. So really pull your belly button in so you can't pull that belt out. You're trying to pull the belt out and you can't pull it out. You're really pulling the belly button in so the belt won't move. And then lift up your feet and then cinch in the waist again and then try to move the belt. Good. Now slowly drop one toe to the floor. And notice as you lift or lower the leg, your waistline will lift slightly. Try not to let the waistline lift. Keep pulling that belt and don't let the belt release. And just tap your foot. Try not to bring your knees too far up towards your chest. Keep them right at a 90-degree angle. Good. And then just tapping. The waist is really cinched in. You should feel the abs working here. Good. One more each side. And then see if we can lengthen the leg a little bit. If this is easy, start to lengthen the leg and just tap your heel. Don't let the belt move. Good. Straighten the leg, tap the heel. So you got to really pull the ribs in, pull the belly button in. Good. And then tap. Tap. Good. One more time each side. Tap. And tap. Good. And then place the feet on the floor. Lift your hips up, remove the belt, and just hug your knees in and rock side to side. Good. And then place the feet down on the floor. Bring your hands beside your hips. Take a big inhale, push down through the feet, lift the hips up. Good. And then slowly lift your right leg up to the sky. And we're just going to point and flex, scrunch up your toes, roll your ankle. And then on the big inhale, lengthen your right leg and then bring it forward just in line with the left knee. And then inhale back up, exhale and lower. Inhale back up, exhale, lower. Inhale back up, exhale, lower. Last one, inhale back up. Now flex your foot and we're going to pulse 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it there. Squeeze your glute, squeeze your abs, and then bend the knee and release all the way down. And just maybe windshield wiper the knees back and forth a couple of times. So lower back pain is often due to weak abs, but also they're discovering, and this is not really new, but it might be new to you, is our glutes are not firing up because we sit so much. So come back into bent knees again, feet on the floor, push down through your feet, lift the hips, really engage your abs here. Don't let the torso move. Lift the left leg up and just point and flex. Scrunch up your toes. I got a little bit of snap, crackle, pop going in here, going on. Good, and then lengthen the leg, really push down through the right foot, lower the leg. And it's just lowering to the right knee height. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Flex the foot, pulse it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hold it here. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your abs. Hold, 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 and then bend the knee. Good. Release. Hug your knees in. Excuse me. And just rock back and forth. Good. Stretch your legs long, arms go overhead. Stretch the whole body nice and long. Take a big inhale, lengthen on the exhale. Bring the right knee into the chest. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, left knee hugs into your chest. Good. One more time. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, right knee. And now hold the right knee in. Good. Grab your belt if you have it. If not, it's okay. Place it over the ball of your foot, so right below the toes. And we're going to go into a Barbie doll foot. So if this bothers your lower back, bend your left knee. Otherwise, you can keep the left leg straight. So we're going to go into a flointed foot. It's half pointed, half flexed. So think of that Barbie doll foot. And we're just going to lower it, flex the foot, and then floint it again. Lower. So you should really feel the calf. So just kind of flexing and then flointing. Good. Now hold it in the flex and gently use the belt to pull the toes down. So you should feel this in the calf muscle. This is a great one to do before bed if you are getting Charlie horses through the night. This is really good at stretching out the calf. So gently use the belt. Good. Maybe flointed and flex a couple more times. Good. Then take both ends of the belt into the right hand and just slowly move the leg towards the wall behind you. Try to keep the abs engaged here. Cinch in at the waistline. See if your pelvis is in neutral. So think of those marbles. You don't want the marble up by the thumbs, by the belly button. So see if you can bring your pelvis into neutral as you bring the leg up. And maybe just move it to the left and the right a little bit. Good, and then slowly open your leg out to the right. Keep your left heel, your left hip, and your left shoulder engaged. And then really stretch out through the right leg. And then use the belt to maybe pull the leg a little closer towards the wall behind you. So be the happy dog, right? How are you presenting yourself to the world? How do you see your day when you wake up? It is half full or half empty is the glass. Good, and then inhale, bring the leg back to center. And we're just gonna slightly move the belt across the body, just to the outside edge of the left side of your body. And you should feel this along the IT band. You can take your right thumb and place it in the right where the hip and the thigh meet, and push your right thigh forward, and then move the belt towards, or move your leg with the belt towards the back of the wall behind you. Good, really stretching out that IT band. Good, and then release the right hand out by your shoulder, and we're gonna tip all the way over, coming into a twist. So cinch in your waist here, let the right shoulder get heavy, pull the right armpit away from the right hip, really get a nice deep stretch here. You might feel this through the IT band as well here if you're tight. If you've been doing a lot of walking, look at your right hand, just twist your head to look at your right hand. And then soften and breathe. And then inhale, bring the leg back to center. Bend your left knee, remove the belt, and let's place the right ankle over the left knee. On the inhale, pick up the left foot, flex both of your feet, tone your belly, and then interlace your hands behind the left thigh. Good. And just notice if your chin is lifted or tucked here. Try to keep it in neutral. On the inhale, start to draw your left knee in towards your chest. On the exhale, push your right knee away with your right elbow. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, push the thigh away. And maybe just rock side to side. Notice if you lean a little more to the left, how does that shift things around the right hip? Are your abs still gently engaged? So it's not like we're bracing for someone to sucker punch us in the stomach, right? It's just a gentle embrace of your abs. Good, and then release your left foot to the floor. Arms go out to the sides in a T position. We're just gonna heel toe your foot 2 or 3 times to the left. The left foot goes to the left, and then drop both knees to the right, coming into a twist. Now engage your abs here again. Stretch the arms up over your head. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist, and then pull away. See if you can squeeze your left butt cheek a little bit. Make it a little bit of a quad stretch. Good, then release your right foot to the floor. We're gonna roll over onto our right side. And then take your left hand around to the left foot and just do a quad stretch here. So draw the tailbone down, belly's engaged, and then stretch the quad. Be the dog. Unconditional love. Good, and then roll onto your back. We're gonna take the right leg and cross it over the left knee. So we're really squeezing the knees together tight, thighs are squeezing together, and then lift your feet up off the floor, and then lift your head and shoulders. And we're gonna reach up and grab wherever you can grab, hopefully your shins, grab your shins, and then slowly lower the head and the shoulders back down to the floor. Good, so on the inhale, let's draw our knees in towards your chest. On the exhale, so notice when you draw your knees into the chest, how the tailbone lifts. See if you can keep the knees hugging in, but pull your tailbone down to the floor. On the inhale, draw in. On the exhale, pull the tailbone down to the floor. Feel that nice stretch around your glutes. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, pull the tailbone to the floor. 2 more times. Inhale, hold the knees in. Exhale, release the tailbone to the floor. Last one. Good, and stretch both legs straight, arms overhead. Just give yourself a little wiggle. Good, and then hug the left knee in towards your chest. Give it a good squeeze in. Good, grab your belt if you have it. Place it over the mound of the toes. Good. And then on the inhale, float your foot. On the exhale, flex your foot, and very gently, so really be mindful here that you're not over pulling on the belt. So inhale, float. Exhale, flex. Inhale, float. Exhale, flex. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Now hold it here and just gently use the belt to pull down so you really get that calf maybe into the Achilles a little bit. Good. And then maybe shift, I forgot to do this on the other side, but shift the belt closer towards the heel of your foot and then push up into the belt. Resist back down, pulling the belt down. And then just start to windshield wiper your legs side to side, front to back, just waking up the hamstring. Maybe it feels better to bend and straighten the leg. You decide what feels good in your body this morning. And just keep moving the leg around a little bit, trying to bring the leg a little closer towards the wall behind you. Check in, are your abs engaged here? Just a little loving pull in. Good. Then take both ends of the belt into your left hand. Take your right hand down to your right hip. Anchor your right shoulder, right hip, right heel. Don't let them move as you open the leg out to the left. Good. And then use your belt to just kind of play around. Let the leg get heavy. Cinch in your waistline so that nothing's moving in the torso. Inhale, B. Exhale, the happy dog. Just checking in how you are presenting yourself to the world. Good. And then bring the leg back up. Switch hands with the belt. Just a slight twist across the body. Take your left thumb to the left upper thigh and push your thigh forward. And now bring the spine, bring your pelvis into neutral. Good. And then engage the abs. And then use the belt to bring the foot towards the wall behind you. It's just a small little twist. Should feel this up the side of the left leg, a little bit into the hamstrings. Good. Then release the left arm out by your shoulder. We're going to tip all the way across. Good. Turn your head towards the extended arm. Now just pause here and pull your belly button in. Engage the abs. You can use the belt to pull the leg towards the wall behind you again, if this isn't deep enough for you. Any discomfort in your lower back, back off, and then engage the abs. Good, and then slowly onto your back again. Release the belt, cross the left ankle over your right knee, and then lift your right foot up, interlace your hands behind the right thigh, flex your feet, and start to draw the right knee in towards your chest. Use your left elbow to push the left thigh away. So we flex the feet to protect the ankle, disengages all the muscles around the ankle. And then just lean a little bit more to the right and then pull the right knee in. Notice if that shifts anything. Should feel this around the left glute, the left hip. Good. And then release the hands, release the foot. Take your right foot and heel toe it 2 or 3 times to the right, and then drop both knees over to the left. Just feel that nice twist. Maybe squeeze your right glute a little bit, and then just let everything relax. Arms go overhead. Take your left hand, grab your right wrist, and pull the arm along. Good, then slowly roll over onto your left side. Good, grab your right foot with your right hand and do a quad stretch here. So draw the tailbone down, engage your abs. Good, and then roll onto your back. Take your left leg, cross it over your right, squeeze the legs tight, lift the feet up, lift the head up, grab your shins, and then start to hug the knees in towards your chest. Good, the more you squeeze the knees in, you should feel the tailbone lift, and keep the knees where they are, and now pull the tailbone down towards the floor. Feel that nice stretch through the glutes. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, release the tailbone to the floor. 2 more times. Inhale, hold. Exhale. Inhale, pull the knees in. Exhale. Good, and then release. Shake everything out. Good, cross the ankles, and we're gonna roll over and come into down dog. So just roll forward, plant your hands, step or jump back into down dog. And just take a moment here to pedal out your feet, bending one knee, pressing the opposite heel down. So even in down dog, just notice, do you draw your belly button in? Pull your belly button in, push the floor away with your hands. Then start to walk the hands back towards the feet. Grab your elbows and just hang here. Shake the head no, shake the head yes. Good. Inhale B, exhale the happy dog. Right, unconditional love. Start to straighten your right leg. Reach your right elbow forward. Pull the right hip back and then anchor the right heel into the ground. Get that nice stretch. Good, and then release. Start to straighten the left leg. Reach the left elbow forward. Pull the left hip back and then tack your left heel into the floor. Good, and then release. Let's walk the hands forward into plank. So lengthen your tailbone towards the heels. Pull that belly button in. Think of that girdle, cinch in at the waist. Lift the hips, down dog. Good, bend the knees, eyes gaze forward. Step or hop up to the top of the mat. Good, inhale, look and lengthen. Exhale, lower. Push down through the feet, lift the chin. Let's rise all the way up. Hands come to the heart. Good, close your eyes. And even when you're not feeling happy about something, I know this quarantine stuff has been hard on everybody, just shift the edges of your mouth up into a half smile. I read a study one time that when you do that, it triggers chemicals in the brain to say all is well. Good, lift your kneecaps up, engage your abs, cinch in at the waist. Good, take a big inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Good, exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. You can drop knees, chest, chin, or lower down chaturanga, cobra, or up dog, and back into down dog. Breathe and regroup. Pull the belly button in. Good, bend the knees, eyes gaze forward, step or hop up to the top of the mat. Inhale, look and lengthen. Exhale, drop the head. Push down through the feet, lift the chin, rise all the way up. Maybe hook your elbows, do a little baby back bend. Good, exhale, hands to the heart. Take a big inhale, exhale, and release. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back into plank. Lower down chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, cobra or up dog, and back into down dog. Good, lift the right leg high, bend the knee, open up the hip. Good. Straighten the leg, sweep the foot to the outside of the right hand, drop the back knee, and then lengthen and pull in the belly button. Really cinch in at the waist, and then drop the elbows, reaching the right hand forward. Excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat. Good, and just kind of wiggle side to side. I know I do this pose in every class, but I just love how it feels in the hips. So sorry for the repetition. Good, take 2 more breaths here. Good, and then walk the hands back. Heel toe your right foot into the center and then wiggle it forward a little bit. Draw the toes back, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, lift the chest up. Pull the belly button in, tuck the right hip back. Exhale and fold. Good, so engage the muscles in the leg. Hug the thigh into the bone. Hug the hamstring up into the bone. Good, and then plant your right foot. We're gonna sweep the arms up overhead. Good, now cinch in at the waistline, really engage the abs, press into the front foot, the back foot, and go north-south. Pull everything in, east-west, pull in, lift up. Good, exhale the hands back down to the floor. You can do a flow or just meet us in down dog. Good, left leg lifts high. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Good, straighten the leg, level out the hip. Sweep your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Drop the knee, drop down to the elbows or the block, and then stretch your left arm forward. And then just wiggle around a little bit. Right, yoga reminds us to watch our perspective. Right, those that you meet are a reflection of you. I remember somebody saying this to me: when people push your buttons, don't look at them, look at you. Why are you reacting? Do the work on yourself. Good, keep lengthening your spine. Inhale, B. Exhale, a happy dog. Good, last breath. Good, walk the hands back in. Heel toe your left foot to center and then wiggle it forward a little bit. Draw the toes back. Good, dig your left heel into the floor and then drag your whole left leg back. Cinch in at the waistline, lift your chest up, and then fold. Yowza, this leg is always, the hamstrings are always tight, aren't they? Good, and our perspective, instead of, here I just caught myself, instead of saying, oh, I'm so tight, shift your perspective to say, I'm opening, I'm opening. Good, keep reaching the crown of the head forward, tacking that left hip back. Good, plant the foot, really steady both feet, sweep the arms up. Now really cinch in at the waistline, cinch in. Good, push north-south with the feet, east-west with the side body. Hug everything in, lift the heart. Engaging the abs keeps everything stable here. Good, exhale the hands back down to the floor, curl the back, toes under, lift and step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale and lower. Shake the head, roll the shoulders. Sorry. Inhale, halfway lift, pull the belly button in, exhale and lower. Push down through the feet, rise all the way up. Little baby back bend. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then just bring your pelvis back into neutral. Think of your pelvis like a bowl, right? We don't want to be tipping the water forward. We don't want to be tipping the water back. Try to bring it right in neutral and then cinch in at the waistline. Really engage your abs. Lift the sternum up. Good. Heel toe your feet together. We're going to sit back into chair pose. So cinch in the waistline here. Shift all the weight into your left foot. Just hover your right foot off the floor. Good, hold it, cinch in at the waistline. Now we're just gonna pulse 5 times up and down. Good, you should feel that left quad starting to burn a little bit. Good, now slowly lift the right leg up for stork. And then kick the leg all the way back for warrior 3. Keep cinching in at the waistline. Tone your left glute. Good, lengthen through the heel and the crown of the head. Good, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then shift back up into crane. Whoops. Shift back up into crane, and then cross your right ankle over the knee, and then sit down in your chair. One more hip opener here. You can bring the forearms to the thighs, Or you can bring your hands to the floor or a block and just bend and straighten that leg, getting into the glutes. One more time. Keep lengthening the crown of the head forward. Good, and smile. Turn the edges of your mouth up into a half smile. Practicing mindfulness. Don't expect everyone to be happy all the time, but just be aware of the shifts, right? The fluctuations of your moods. Good, now using your abs slowly, see if you can bring yourself all the way back up, back into crane, and then release. Shake it out. How'd we do? Good, your left leg should be burning a little bit. Okay, let's switch sides. So sit back into chair. Good, now cinch in at the waistline. Good, shift the weight into your right foot, hover the left foot. Use your drishti, so find a spot on the floor in front. Good, now small little pulses up and down. Good, up into crane. Tone your waist. Good, hands come to the heart. Shift back into warrior three. Hands can be out in airplane arms or reaching forward. Good, tone your right glute. Lengthen through the crown of the head and the heel. Good, one more breath. Good, see if you can shift back up into crane. Cross the ankle, really tone your belly. It'll help you keep your balance. Use your drishti. You can stay here just sitting in the chair or bring your forearms to your thighs or hands to the floor. And then just bend and straighten that knee, getting into the glutes. And now use your abs, see if you can come all the way back up. Wah, and release. Good, shake it out. How'd we do? You might feel some fatigue in the standing ankle too. Good, back up at the top of your mat, hands to your heart. Turn the edges of your mouth up into a half smile, right? Unconditional love like your dog. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. Let's lower all the way down to our bellies. Good, now inhale your right foot an inch or two off the ground, pull it long, and then click all your toenails down into the mat. You'll feel when you're really clicking, your kneecap will lift up, left leg lifts high, stretch it long, plant the left foot. And then bring your hands out in front. So we're up on spider fingers, plug the shoulder blades on the back, draw the tailbone down, and then just peel up into a little baby cobra. Good, and exhale, lower, and then walk the hands back and in just a little bit. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, draw the tailbone down, lift up. Good, now hands come right beside the chest. Squeeze the elbows in, tuck the tailbone under, lift up. Good, and make a pillow with your hands, lift your feet up and just rock side to side. Good, hands come all the way forward. And we're just gonna swim. This really works the muscles of the back, strengthens and tones the lower back. So take a big inhale, dive into the water, exhale, kick. So you're kicking your hands, kicking your feet, keep your belly cinched in, eyes are gazing straight down. Keep kicking, 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 and then release. Just make a pillow, wiggle your hips side to side. Good, let's take your right arm, stretch it straight out to the side, and let's roll over onto your right side body. So everything is stacked here. We're just getting into the shoulders, a quick stretch of the shoulders. So you can stay here with everything stacked, Or pick up your left foot, bend the knee, place the foot behind the bottom knee. And then let your belly button start to point up towards the ceiling. Come back to that breath. Belly, ribs, collarbones. Good, last breath. And slowly roll back under the belly, and let's switch sides. So left arm reaches out. Start to walk the hand away as we roll over onto our left side. Everything is stacked. Good, you can stay here if this is deep enough. Otherwise, pick up the right foot, bend the knee, and place your right foot behind the left knee. And then lean the right leg back. See if you can point your belly button up towards the ceiling. And then soften your face. Turn the edges of your mouth up into a half smile. I'm opening, I'm opening. Good, last breath. And roll all the way back under the belly. Curl the toes under. Let's lift up into down dog. Good. Walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Just pivot your toes out slightly and then drop down into Malasana. Good, so if you want to curl the back ends of your mat up a little bit to go under your heels, you can do that. Bring your elbows to your knees and just kind of push your knees back. Think of a helium balloon on the crown of your head, stretching the spine nice and long. And just kind of wiggle, let the weight shift from your right foot to your left foot. Just kind of wiggling around, getting into the hips. And then tuck your chin. We're going to walk the hands forward, come up onto your toes a little bit, and then pull the heels towards the floor. So we're getting into the Achilles. I remember one of my teachers saying that the legs are the governors of your lower back. So when we keep our legs all stretched out, your lower back will be happy. So keep those hamstrings, the calves, everything stretched out, and then belly cinched in. Good, lean back, and now anchor your fingertips and pull your hips back so you get a really yummy stretch through the lower back. Good, walk the hands back in, drop the head, lift the hips, Uttanasana. And just hang here, shake out the head, roll the shoulders. Good, and then walk the hands forward, back into down dog. Good, drop the knees to the floor, and let's just swing the legs around, coming into Upavista Konasana. So wide leg, flex the feet, and maybe you want to lean back and just kind of pull the buttock flesh out so you're sitting right up on your sit bones. We're just going to open the neck and the shoulders a little bit. So just start by rolling the shoulders. Good, and then drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And then reach the left hand up and just place it on your head. So you're not pulling down with the hand, you're pushing up with the head. So push up into the hand, and then release your right hand down to the out to the side kind of. And I like to just kind of rotate my thumb up and down. Just see if that takes you a little deeper. Belly is cinched in. Good, and then bring the head back to center, and then drop the right ear down to the right shoulder. Take the right hand up, place it on the head, and then push up with the head. Feel that nice stretch right through the neck. Push up, and then reach the left hand out to the side. Just kind of pivoting the hand up and down. Good, and then slowly release. Think of that string pulling the spine long, and then a string pulling your heart forward. So just walk forward a little bit. Keep digging the heels into the ground, pulling the legs back into the hip sockets. So the head of your thigh bones really anchor down, and then just only go as low as feels comfortable here. You should be getting a nice stretch through the lower back. The belly is cinched in. So the minute you feel your chest kind of round and collapse, I would walk back out. For some of you, this might feel good just having your hands behind, lifting the chest and not folding forward. So you decide. You decide what feels good for you today. And then come back to the breath, right? Mindfulness. That's what yoga is all about, connecting the body, mind, and spirit. Just noticing your perspective. Noticing how you're presenting yourself to the world. The other day, I kind of locked up the house and walked out into the garage and realized I had forgotten something. So I came back in, and I'd only been gone less than a minute. And my dog, you'd think I'd been gone for days. Just how happy she was to see me back, right? So when you meet and greet people, are you looking them in the eyes? Are you really engaging and so happy to see them? Is that reflected? Do you think they would walk away and say, she was really happy to see me? Right? Just noticing the energy that you're carrying around. Let's start to walk the hands back up. Let's bring the right heel into the right inner groin. Maybe slide your left leg in a little bit. And then we're going to turn, put one hand on either side of your left leg. And then grow tall. Slowly start to hinge at the hips, cinch in the waist, walk forward. Take your right hand to the baby toe side of your left foot or the left calf, left shin, and then fold forward. Think of a magnet on the crown of your head reaching towards your foot. The torso squared over the leg. Cinch in your waist. Pull your right elbow forward to get a really good stretch through the back and the side body. Good, and then slowly come back up. Let's bring the left elbow on the inside. Sometimes I like to, if you've got a block or a book, sometimes this is nice to just put the block here and then rest the elbow. You can rest your head on your hand and then reach the right arm out to the side and then over your head. And really let that right arm get heavy, reaching long. Keep pulling the right sit bone down towards the earth. If this is too much for your hand, you can place your right hand on your head. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together on the back. Some of you might be able to just grab your big toe with your left hand and then stretch the arm over, maybe grabbing the toe. Using your bottom elbow to twist the torso up to the sky and then anchor your right hip. Feel that yummy stretch right around the right hip. Cinch in your waist, pull the belly button in. Just notice if you're holding your breath, keep breathing. Good, and then slowly lift up with the right hand, reach it back, plant it behind you, swing the left arm over and just do a gate pose, lifting the hips, stretching your left arm back towards the wall behind you. And then slowly release back down, and let's switch sides. So right leg is straight, left heel comes in. Good, now turn to face your right leg, one hand on either side. Pull the belly button in, grow tall, and then start to hinge at the waist. Reaching around, I like to take my left hand to my right baby toe, side of the foot, and then pull down. Really keep reaching that left elbow forward, anchoring the left hip back and down. And then just breathe, come back to the breath. Just noticing your perspective, right? When do you see the glass half empty or half full, right? And notice, like, it's probably certain people or certain activities that your perspective shifts. And just notice it is step one, just noticing how you approach things, especially in this political climate, right? Approaching others that don't agree with us with an open mind, because until we hear them, they're not going to be able to hear us. So we have to stay calm and grounded and loving, just like a happy dog, right? And try to listen so that we can be heard. Good, and then walk the hands back up, and then shift your torso forward. You can drop the elbow onto your block and just let your head be supported, or drop the elbow all the way down to the floor. Stretch your left arm out to the side first, and then reach your arm over your head. And if it's too much, just bring your left hand to your head. Keep trying to pull the torso up towards the ceiling. Cinch in at the waist. Pull the left hip down into the floor. Keep breathing. Good, last breath. And then reach up with the left hand, use it to guide you up, place it behind you, lift the hips, move the right arm over your head, arch your back. And then come all the way back to seated. And let's roll all the way down onto our backs. Good, so one last little ab exercise. So if you have a block, grab your block. If you don't, just hook your thumbs and have your hands pointing straight up towards the sky, and then lift your feet up. So I want you to really cinch in your waistline, engage your belly, and we're just gonna slowly lower your feet until you feel, remember we did that belt exercise at the beginning, if you feel your ribs lifting, don't lower your legs so much. And then come back up and just let your toes touch the block, and then lower them back down again. And then reach up, tap the block. So you're lifting your tailbone up off the floor slightly. Good, last one. Tap the block. Now we're gonna move the block just to a 45-degree angle. Squeeze the block, squeeze your abs, slowly lower. Don't let your ribs lift up. And then slowly come up. We're gonna lift our booty off the floor, nice and slow. Tap the block and lower it again. And then bring it back up. Tap and really slow. Try not to let your booty just collapse to the floor, nice and slow. Bring the booty back down. So slow there. Good. Good, and now we're gonna take the block all the way over our head, or almost to the floor. If you think you're not gonna be able to grab, and then cinch in your waist, lower the legs, nice and slow. Don't let your ribs lift. And then use your abs, tap the floor nice and slow. Lower your booty back down to the floor. And then come back up. Slow, 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 lowering it down. And do one more. Oh, that's hard. And then bend the knees, hug your knees in towards your chest. Now let's just close with one little baby back bend, Setu Bandha. So hands beside your hips, feet hip distance apart, and you could just lift up and clasp your hands underneath. If you have a block, bring it to whatever height feels good. Arms go out to the side and just relax here. Shoulders are relaxed, face is soft. Just being mindful of how we present ourselves to the world, how we present ourselves to our family, right? I'm often the meanest to my family than I am to anybody else, and it's not good. So breathe in, turn the edges of your mouth up into a half smile. Be gentle with yourself, reminding yourself this is all a journey, right? We are learning. Every step we take, every day that passes, we learn and shift and change and become more aware. So you can stay here. This feels good. Or if you want to shift it to one level lower and then stretch your right leg straight and just let your right hip, right leg get heavy, arms go overhead. I like to lift my ribs and pull my ribs away from my hips. So you're kind of arching your back, really letting that leg get heavy. Maybe even let the left leg fall out to the side into a half Baddha Konasana. And breathe. And then let's switch legs. So left leg goes straight out. Just let the foot fall to the side. Really feel that left leg get heavy. Pull the left ribs away from the left hip. Soften. And then place both feet down on the floor. Lift the hips, remove the block, hug your knees in towards your chest, just rocking side to side. Maybe flipping the feet up for happy baby. Drawing the knees down towards the floor, maybe stretching one leg straight, the other leg straight. Good. And then releasing down into Shavasana. If there's any pose that we didn't get to today that your body's wanting to do, go ahead and do it now. Otherwise, relax all the way back. Just letting the practice go, letting go of doing, and just enjoying being still, embracing just being. Inhale, be. Exhale, the happy dog. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggling your toes. Just turning the edges of your mouth up into a half smile. Stretching the arms up over your head. Just hook your thumbs, just give your whole body a nice big stretch. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your favorite side. Just pause there, reflect how you feel now compared to when you first came in. Just reminding yourself to be aware of how you present yourself to life, right? It's like a mirror reflecting back. It's all about mindfulness. And using your hands, push yourself all the way up into a sitting position. Just keep your eyes closed, your focus turned inward. And then bring your hands in front of your chest, bow your head. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Good. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great Sunday, everybody. And Gina's up next week. If you haven't taken Gina's class, she's awesome. So, okay. I'm just
Thanks, Patty.
Okay, have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.